A very good evening,
Good evening,
my
sir.
dear students. We will start the session. I think at the moment we have three participants in the session. So usually, like in average, how many come in for the session? Now, if I
Depends,
exclude
sir.
Naduni, we
Depends
have
on
two remaining.
usually five, six,
Ah,
sometimes eight, nine.
all right. This subject.
Yes, this subject 11 students have selected. So usually near to 6 and 8 students will be participate for the session, sir.
Right, Naduri. Thank you very much for all arrangements and all. The recording already taken, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Naduni. Thank you very much. So I will release you, Naduni, unless like you also have in your master's work and all, no, right? So
Yes.
automatically it's going to be like downloaded, no? After two, it's going to the cloud, no?
Yes, sir. We will download from the cloud.
Right? Okay, Buddha. Okay.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
sir. Okay,
you,
bye.
thank you. Okay, bye. So this is one of the very important subject by looking at this level 10 OSPA 268 strategic management. So you have two credit value being given, and also what we need to understand, there are several expectations aligned with the strategic, the particular subject. So now up to now, introduction to strategic management, importance within a dynamic environment, then basic concepts in strategic management, resources and capabilities, and environmental scanning with strategic formulation already been discussed. Then I have to start with strategic implementation part, evaluation and control, and study and analysis of case studies. So what are the strategies? So we are going to have to analyze the case studies. That is the basic expectation of the entire session. Now, by looking at this procurement and supply chain, students, as you clearly know, I don't like to mention you as the students, you should be our learning partners. So, as learning partners, we are what we need to understand this entire strategic management subject. We considered as really important, not only for the organization setting, even for the country, even by considering the way we are going to have the competitive advantage than other nations. So, how to build up the particular different level of strategy for the country with long-term planning. So, there are many advantages of strategic management. So up to now, I think you have learned certain things. If you want, I can have a kind of a first 30 minutes basic background again, reflections, and go to that particular point. What is the best? So basic intro to the strategic management, then come to the point. So if you want, we can have that particular mechanism, right? So if you really reflect certain things we have learned now, whatever the time we discuss about the strategy and strategic management, we need to understand the history of strategic management. Now say like it will go still maybe Kautilya's teaching. So say we are like we discuss about the particular philosophy, even the ancient time, even Buddhism, other religions, Hinduism, Islamic, they discuss about the strategies, right? So most of the teaching in philosophy, even in other subjects, they elaborated something on strategy. Then, if you're really talking about this strategic management subject, there are two different dimensions we need to take into consideration. One dimension, the Sun Tzu's art of war. So that we have to take into consideration in the entire strategic management discussion. Number one. Number two, more importantly, the Prince Machiavelli. So these are the historical background. The history, as I clearly mentioned, goes towards 2,000 years. But if you're really talking about this certain documented strategic management scholarly work, so we can't ignore these two work contribution by Art of War by Sun Tzu and Prince Machiavelli. All the time for last 25 years in my strategic management lectures, so we have been telling to the students prior to learning Michael Porter, right? We considered Michael Porter as father of strategic management. We need to read something on Sun Tzu's Art of War and the Prince of Machiavelli. So if you really analyze certain aspects, especially in the strategic management, where we have to understand. So first 30 minutes I will take for a small reflection, whatever things we have learned past, right? Then we will come to the subject. So this very interesting subject where like especially in our business consultancies, so strategic management being extensively used for a strategic management, then I say strategic management planning, business planning. So everything matters a lot. If you want to pitch your whatever the research, even your consultancy work to donors like UNDP, United, even World Food Program, even different countries, some multinationals, you need to have some models incorporated in the strategic management. I can remember recently we have done a study with the health ministry where we have used the Mendelow's matrix. It is really important, right? Interest versus power, right? It's really important for us to understand. So there are many models in the subject of strategic management. So technically in the entire syllabus, maybe around 15 to 20 models. So you have to learn. I think the students already done something on ACCA, chartered or CIM, even procurement, some programs, undergraduate level, you have learned certain concepts in strategic management. Even though there are certain uh, learning partners, if you feel this is a new subject, that also really welcome. One of the very interesting where you can get certain aspects like, so that is something where we need to discuss. So come to the point of Art of War by Sun Tzu. So Sun Tzu, Art of War, where he say in one place, you have to understand. So this particular book has been written for the military, but now it has been taken by many scholars, even practitioners in the world, because intense competition is prevalent now. So whatever the time you are talking about this business, you need to compete with different players in the market. That is a basic thing. Once you compete with different players in the market, definitely you need to read certain things like frontal attack, bypass attack, guerrilla attack, all been taken from Sun Tzu's Art of War. So what we need to understand, one of the places Sun Tzu mentioned in the book say, where you have to win an enemy, right? Not by the battle, but by the strategy, right? So don't go fight with the enemy. There can be different strategies. So first we will discuss about Sun Tzu's Art of War. Then we will have a kind of elaboration on this Kenchi Omi's strategic leadership and all. Then we come to our future strategic management perspective. We say ultimately certain models I will discuss with you. I will try my level best to cover up entire thing within a given short time period of time. Is that fine for everybody? So we need to have a kind
Yes,
of
sir.
Yes, negotiation between study partners and the lecturers. So we'll start the session. I think Mr. Serenak also shared certain materials. I also like have my PowerPoint presentation. I will ask Naduri to share that materials. That is something really important. Now, we will start with the interesting dimension. After that, in one particular slide, I say strategy is art and science, right? But the science, empirical research and world, definitions being given. But I firmly believe our life, it's not a science, it's art. If you really want to read the world with different subjects, don't read that particular subjects as a science. So the Sun Tzu's Art of War, yeah, easily it say strategy is art. Now in different combination comes and people start tell like scientific investigation, having a problem, investigation, empirical research, finding it's there. But this universe, the universe been connected by looking at different way of interpreting things. So this is really important for us to understand. If you go for a battlefield, even in the military, even in the competition, say like BYD versus Kills. Kills, actually, they are the one in Sri Lanka running the BYD versus maybe other brands like Toyota. The Kills versus Toyota Lanka Private Limited. Toyota Lanka Private Limited, they are doing the business of Toyota, and Kills, they run the BYD. You can see the competition, the promotion campaigns, that also kind of a, like military frontal attacks, sometimes taken some employees from Toyota Lanka, recruited with certain, different privileges and all. So it's like an intense competition in the market. Coca-Cola versus Pepsi, Sirasa versus Derana. So that is one of the reason where most of the time people taken the strategies from Sun Tzu's Art of War. So where the book actually really famous in like in the time of war, but now it has been used for different purposes. It says the military leaders found a holistic approach to strategy. So that was powerful and deep. It is truly a masterpiece of strategy. It's powerful and deep. So I always telling Sri Lankan people to read the way we have defeated the terrorism in Sri Lanka, the humanitarian operation by Sri Lankan government. That can be considered as one of the classic example how to overcome the enemy simply by looking at the humanitarian for the entire nation. So strategy is being used. Not only like we are going to use certain strategies, we extensively like maneuvered in the battlefield. Even here we are talking a world of business. So because in the business, competition is there. If you have a competition, you should know how to compete in the market. Different players in the market. So you have to have a kind of a strategies to overcome the competition. But now in the new world, we are talking about something called collaboration with Blue Ocean and certain other strategies. Right. So here, the Sun Tzu's Art of War. So we say it's like a kind of a different metaphors. Metaphors are there, no? Like the way we are going to use something in the warfare. Very much relevant for the cutthroat competition. Currently, we can see in some markets, the prices being slashed. Say people are having ethical and unethical practices in some businesses. Sometimes certain products, so you can't advertise, but they do guerrilla way of promotions. But here, the dynamic, fast-paced, based on both Like in the war, we use moral and machines, but in business, so we have to use the strategies. Again, the moral is really important. So resources are scared, but many business people across the globe have found value in Sun Tzu's art of war. So that is one of the reasons where this is really important. I would like to quote this: the best of all is not to win every battle by force. The best of all is to make the enemy yield without fighting. So the highest of all military principles is to overcome the enemy by strategy. So you have to overcome the enemy not by the battle but by the strategy. So that is the basic teaching. So we come to, I have mentioned this, the Prince of Machiavelli plus that also I propose you to read. There are many materials. If you want to run the country, the Machiavelli strategies. So I'm not telling you need to adapt to 100% of that, but there are certain tactics you can use. Then we come to current scenario of strategic management, how it has been defined. Now here we brought the dimension of science also into the particular definition. Art and science of formulating, implementing and evaluating cross-functional decisions that enable an organization to achieve its objective. So whatever the organization you have, vision, mission, then objective, strategies and tactics. So I can remember 25-30 years back, Sri Lanka Telecom. So they had a vision statement called to become a telecommunication hub in South Asia. In order to go for that vision statement, so you need to have certain goals, objectives. Then short run, like long-term vision, mission. Then short run, yeah, we are talking about objectives, strategies and tactics. So we need to like make decisions. So we have to understand the direction. Before making decisions, we need to analyze the situation. Once we analyze the situation with environmental scanning and all these tools we use, then ultimately we need to have some objectives for the future. So that objectives need to be in short run, we say objectives within 1 year should be smart, should be specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time bounded. Smart objectives, right? Smart objectives should be there. So in your life also you need to have vision for the life. What is your vision? What is your mission? Right? Vision and mission, really important. Then objectives and strategies. Right? I will give you 1 minute time. Just let me know what is meant by vision, mission, and objectives. What are the differences between vision, mission, and objectives? I will give you maybe 5 minutes, right? Just let me know what is vision, mission, and objectives. After 5 minutes time, we'll have a discussion. Yes, now I think I ask very simple question. The vision, mission versus objectives. What is a basic way we can define? Even you can just, no need for any definition, you can just say one example. Then just to differentiate this.
Mission can see the current state of a company or organization,
Okay.
and the purpose for why that company is standing organized, and its operations and its present goals, and why they are doing it and for what they are doing it.
Right, good. Then how we can differentiate that with mission and objectives?
So when it comes to objectives, so those should be specific. Now you have set out some goals, so you
Yeah.
should be specific to take kinds of actions to achieve that goals, and which will lead the organizations to take decisions and then actions in utilization of resources to achieve the desired result, or to reach the desired goal.
Yes. So that is something we need to understand because vision is long run. Right? Then we are talking about after vision, your dream, you need to have something called mission. Mission statement. Mission
Yeah.
statement, always we need to understand we are talking about few things. Something on customers, employees, and maybe align with the social responsibility part.
Mm.
Right? Vision, mission, then objectives. Vision is maybe to connect into the
Long
world,
term.
long run, but mission, how you are going to connect to that thing. In order to answer for this how question, we need to have mission statement. Right? Ultimately, what to mention is really correct, Mr. Vijita, Mr. Ravipriya. The objective should be specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time bounded. Good. Thank you very much for very interesting stuff. Any others? Pavitra, Gayan, and Kurupu. Kurupu ආරච්චිගේ අකුරු ටිකක් දිග වැඩි. මට ඒක මොකද්ද නම කොහොමද කියන්න ඕන? කුමාරි නේද? කුමාරි, yes. කුමාරි කියලා කියමුකෝ අපි. Kumari, Gayan, and Pavitra. Right. No worries. So that is something where we have to understand, especially I know like there are many want to start their own businesses to become entrepreneurs. So number one, in the business plan, we are asking them, come up with the vision, mission statement and objectives. So in order to achieve the objectives, you should have a kind of a plan. It should be 1 year plan, 2 years plan. So then we are talking about strategies, right? Likewise, all the factors are really important. All the factors are really important. Then we come to our next slide. So I would always propose you to read something on this. The Kenji Omi, way back in 1982. How many years? Around say like 40 plus years back. Right. The Mind of the Strategies. That particular book actually, Kenji Omi, he also interpreted and developed some models. He say in business as on the battlefield, the objective of strategy is to bring about the conditions most favorable to one's own side, judging precisely the right moment to attack or withdraw, and always assessing the limits of compromise correctly. So this is really relevant, not only for the battlefield, even in politics at the moment, the government versus opposition party. So these are the metaphors, we have to take into consideration. The conditions most favorable to one's own side, judging precisely the right moment to attack or withdraw. So you go and attack for all the moments. Then I think, in our war, Mr. Ravipriya is the best person. So there are certain times like we have to tactically withdraw. Tactical withdrawals are really important for the life even. Our personal life also. So you need to have assessment. Sri Lanka, unfortunately, most of the time I have seen, we don't have any assessment about our strengths. Assessment, precisely the right moment to attack or withdraw, and always assess the limit of compromise correctly. So everything matters a lot. So try to read this subject of strategic management, not only to pass the procurement and supply chain this examination. Maybe you want to start your business in the future, maybe in your office, maybe in your whatever the place you are working at. So how we are going to propose the better, whatever the tactic strategies for the competitive advantage. So with that particular idea, try to learn this subject even for your personal life. So then in the business, we have different departments: marketing, finance, HRM, production, R&D. So we always talking about how we are going to achieve the particular success through integration. Integration is really important. So in order to achieve that particular target, all the departments, sections, whatever the organization structure, so we have to understand going for a common purpose. For a business, it can be production, finance, marketing. You go for a war, it can be Air Force, Army, Navy, Civil. But integration means we have to get together. In that case, the leadership is paramount important. The leader, how you inspire your follower, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, the charisma of the leader, individualized consideration of the people, the followers, all matters a lot. That is one of the particular thing I just want to tell you. Kautilya's teaching categorically mentioned, if you want to become a leader, you should be a very good strategist. That also one of the really important part. Good strategy and execution are the most trustworthy signs of good management. Totally, you should have good strategies. You should know how to execute the strategies. Planning can be considered as an engine. But even though you have good planning, you should know how to implement that also. That is the way we define management now. Planning, organizing, implementation and controlling. This is the country where we are very famous for planning. We plan everything. But we don't know how to implement. So 90% of the meetings we goes, 180 minutes we talk, only 2 minutes we can get. Unfortunately, remaining 188 minutes not effective. Many people in Sri Lanka I have observed, they like to talk, walk the talk, right? So the implementation, execution is important. Strategic thinking, the strategic management triangle, we have strategic thinking, implementation and monitoring. So here you can see mission, vision, mission and objectives. So everything depends on the organization structure, policies, the way you craft the strategies. Whatever the organization, there should be a strategist. It can be, ideally it should be the CEO, but I know there are certain organizations, CEO is not a strategist. He is just a kind of a, say like person in the hierarchy, up in the hierarchy. But there are some people helping him as strategists, like consultants for the government. But they are the one actually looking for this long run mission, crafting strategies and all. So strategic thinking is something really important. Sri Lankan tourism. Now, Maldives, they bring 2.2 million tourists to that country. Small country, only they have beach. So they take 2.2 million. Sri Lanka, we take only 2.5 million. So then we need to understand there is a problem of strategic thinking of Sri Lanka. So likewise, this triangle is really important. It's in order to have this mission objectives, you should know the policy systems and processes. The bureaucratic nature of the processes may be in the government. So to get the approval. But some hierarchies like multinational, where like your organization matrix structure, easily you can implement certain things. So everything depends on the culture. You know this is a very vast area and organization culture. So in order to execute and monitor strategies, so this strategic management triangle is very relevant and pertinent. So we need to understand how to articulate the mission objectives with all other things. So we have vision and mission. Then second and third, from that we get the SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So long term, then should have alternative strategies, and then we have to select the best strategy. There are some issues in strategic formulation. Challenges, new some businesses are abandoned. So we have to make a decision in the separate strategic business unit whether we are going to divest the business, because some multinational, one of the good example in Unilever. So you have different SBUs, strategic business units. The Lifebuoy versus Lux, same company, different SBUs. So you have to compete each other. But some businesses not doing well. So you need to make a decision whether to divest the business to abandon. Then allocation of resources. Now we are talking about profit centers. So brand managers in one organization, different SBUs, they have different segments too. Like compete each other. But even though you have separate brand managers for separate given one product line or length, just by looking at the product categories. So the way the resources are allocated depend on the amount of money you earned from that particular SBU. You can study the business model, say like 20 years back, Lux number one in the market, now Velvet. Even in the pharma business also same. So how people are talking about their different units, business units, and expansion or diversification. Whatever the businesses I mentioned, maybe Hemas or JKH, the diversification. They have related diversification and unrelated diversification. So higher the risk, higher will be the way you are going to diversify the business. But the different models, you are going global, international markets. Sharana Nakar, Damika Pereira. There are many businesses they are doing outside, even in IT, in Sri Lanka. Different ventures, the joint ventures, different businesses in IT. They are like, we are talking about different way of doing businesses. Then you have mergers, joint ventures. But here, one of the issue, so the way we are going to avoidance of hostile takeover. There are some incidents, it's happening, but mainly in Sri Lanka. So people, we have trade unions and all, they protest, but in the private ventures, the government sector involving, engaging, then sometimes, I'm not talking about hostile takeovers, but there are certain businesses being taken. Sometimes it's other way around, like Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation and all. We have SLIC. been taken over. It's a kind of a privatization sort of a thing. People discuss about different jargons, no? Peopleization, privatization, so privatization of state-owned enterprises and all. So there can be some issues in strategic formulation. Especially you come to the strategic implementation. So you need to be very concerned about your objectives, policies, how to motivate the employees, resource allocation, how to allocate the resources. So we have seen that CEO coming from marketing, mainly willing to allocate more money for marketing division. But then people start to question you. Finance background, technically you are going for cost cutting throughout different sectors. Your specialized area also really important. I think you are from procurement and supply chain, you know these different ventures and how you are going to maneuver in that. So strategic implementation is the most difficult stage. We should know how to mobilize employees, the interpersonal skills, leadership skills. So we have to come to the agreement and all. So finally, in the strategic management, I'm just talking about the process, the strategy evaluation. You need to do the controlling mechanism is really important. The evaluation, internal review, external review, performance metrics like balance scorecard. So we expected 250 units being sold, but only 188. So there's a discrepancy. Then we have to take corrective actions. Maybe we need to recruit additional person for that particular unit, business, in terms of Tudai brothers, right? So performance metrics, corrective actions need to be taken. So all businesses, so all, if you are a only sole proprietor, everything should be there in your mind. Mind is a kind of a different processor, no? I would tell you 50, 60 years back, no, these strategic management subjects with one particular brain. People, they have done this now. Fortunately, we have different subjects, different technical things you learn. But I always believe 50% need to be come from your DNA, right? The evaluation part. Then we come to strategic capability. Now, capabilities we divide into two things, resources and competencies. Sri Lanka, we have many resources. Then this country, we have many competencies as well. So I will take one good example. The Open University of Sri Lanka. Strategic capability for OUSL, resources and competencies. What are the resources and competencies? Resources, our IT infrastructure, the location, the programs, and all. Competencies, this MSc, the syllabus, curriculum, examination, the way we conduct the exams, then accreditation from UGC, all are competencies. So one should combine resources and competencies. So you are talking about something called strategic capability. In order to have a competitive advantage, for whatever the business, you should have resources and competencies. Now, most of the honeymoon couples, they like to go to Unnas Falls Hotel. What is a unique resource they have for the competitive advantage? The climate in Unnas Falls hotels. Unnas Falls Hotel like climate. So strategic capability is really important for competitive advantage. So resources we divide into two, like competencies. Treasure resources and unique resources. If you have only treasure resources, you can't do anything. You should have unique resources. What is treasure resource? The basic resources. Now for this particular lecture, I need to have a computer. In order to sit, I have to have a chair. If you have computer, chair, even the internet, you can't win the students if you are a lecturer. You should have unique resources. The way you are delivering the lecture, how many books you have read, how many business consultancies you have done, your teaching capacity, your abilities. You need to have your own assessment. For the business also, Open University, the unique resources will give the competitive advantage. So you as the brand ambassadors will go and tell outside. So this is the particular program where you have learned something on tenders, procurement processes, even strategic management, the Sun Tzu's Art of War. 2. Michael Porter's competitive advantage. So unique resources are really important. Likewise, you have two competencies also, threshold competency and core competency. What is threshold competency? The minimum competency. So here example, the ability to teach students is the threshold competency. But help students to pass exam is the core competency. To get the competitive advantage, you should have core competencies. The Open University Procurement and Supply Chain Masters Program, one of the core competency is the commitment and dedication of our staff members. The Asari, then we have Naduni, Oshadi, all the staff members, their commitment, dedication, the way they listen to the students. So all are like core competencies for a business. Coca-Cola, the formula of Coke can be considered as a core competency. The uniqueness. So you can't make Coca-Cola with the same flavor, no? So it means technically in the strategic capability, the unique competencies and capabilities, so we need to take into consideration. Resources and competencies. It can be physical, financial, human resources. Ultimately, for the all, whatever the businesses, the long time survival and competitive advantage. The competitive advantage is one of the very interesting word we are going to usher in future in the subject of strategic management. Like all other subjects in strategic management also. So you have around 150 keywords. Competitive advantage also another keyword that we need to understand. The core competencies, skills, activities, resources all together. So it deliver customer value, differentiate the business from competitor. So can be extended, develop markets, change or new opportunities arise. So if someone asks about what is the core competency of LG television, LG start with those days, 45-50 years back, we had a electronic equipment called Gold Star. Gold Star actually is not a good product comparatively to some Japanese brands like Sony. But Gold Star in South Korea, they actually merged with one company called Lucky, L for Lucky, G for Gold Star. Ultimately, they established a brand name called LG. In Sri Lanka, it's run by Abans. So, core competency of LG is actually not only the product itself, they deliver customer value. Say, the Ratmalana Abans service center. So, I'm just taking one example, right? So, product associations and core competency. So, whatever the business, the procurement process of the business can be the core competency. It's top of the mind. Say you say the pharmaceutical. one particular organization. We take the example of Hemas Pharmaceutical. So if someone say, okay, Hemas, their procurement process very smooth, means you get the competitive advantage. The procurement process also can be considered as one of the advantage for the business. If you are really looking for the investors, they are looking at many dimensions. The procurement process, then again this more important supply chain, the backward forward integrations. So everything matters a lot. And also comes under some frameworks. So here we are talking about VRIN framework. So I will tell you, the Michael Porter discuss about the competitive advantage aligned with the external environment. But then there is one particular view called RBV, resource-based view by Barney. Right? Resource-based view, RBV. They say in order to have a competitive advantage, you need to understand and get certain ideas from the internal dynamics of the business. Michael Porter talking about externalities. The resource-based view, they discuss about the internalities, internal dynamics, internal resources. So from that only we derive this VRIN framework, right? Just take 1 minute and go through this, then we can have a discussion. So here you can see this framework, again for the competitive advantage. So we are looking at 4 different dimensions. Now I will tell you one example, iPhone. So iPhone, they do have competitive advantage because they have we stand for value. The capabilities exceed in iPhone are valued by customer. Maybe their particular operating system, maybe their camera, the uniqueness, psychologically iPhone brand name. People start to think like it's connected to your family. It's like a family member. As per the neuromarketing studies being done, the value. The rarity, second one. Do capabilities exist that no competitors possess? Yes. So even other players, you can't imitate that, no iPhone. The rarity. Third one, inimitability. It's very difficult for competitors to imitate. Fourth one, non-substitutability. So you need to have a business which should align with this VRIN. Now, we already learned one particular model. So these are the models in strategic management we should learn. Not only for the exam purpose, even for our life also we need to build up a citizen with value, the uniqueness, rarity, the inimitability. Then you have a very good CV, others can't imitate. So people can't substitute you. So this is one way we can respect for the people. Human being, they have value, rarity, inimitability, and unsubstitutability. So everything matters a lot. So whatever the organization, whatever the product, whatever the services you take into consideration. Why most of the people, they have their own banks, like Sampath Bank, one example. The service they valued, the rarity can be seen. You can't get that particular service from a different other bank, inimitability and non-substitutability. So VRIN framework is really valid for a business. Then we come to one of the very important things. The creating dynamic capability to increase customer value. So dynamic capability means you need to make some changes as per the changes happens in the environment. So I'd say this particular article of actually published in Management Decision, they say whatever the business, so you need to be market oriented. And definitely this knowledge management, integration of people, technology and processes and strategy, plus customer relationship management. These are the three dimensions which can be considered as really important for whatever the businesses. To get the competitive advantage aligned with this basic dynamic capability. And also we come to the next model, the value chain analysis. So prior to value chain analysis, I just want to have a small 2 minutes discussion with you for your reflections and all. Hopefully this year you are going to complete the entire program. Am I correct? So technically, how many subjects remaining for you?
We have 5 more subjects and the exam schedule has been already shared with us, which will begin in March. And after that, I think there'll be some more including dissertation.
Okay, it means technically after this semester there is no any examinations.
Yes.
That's good. So technically that particular burden is going to be over. Then it's all about dissertation, final dissertation.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Good. So thank you, Mr. Ravi P. So what about Gayan, Kumari, and Pavitra?
Sir, I failed. Sir, I'm Samanmali here. I failed. I failed your subject.
Ayo, it's it's like whatever this you can't expect it, no, Saman Mali. What happened?
I know, but I don't know, but I have failed. I
What is the
spoke to
subject?
Azari and then strategic management and then only that subject. So I told Azari whether I could, do the exam, I mean, soon as possible. I think March we have the exam and then put me into my batch again.
Yeah, don't worry. Like because I know like your enthusiasm and all. This time we'll have a small discussion. Everyone in the class, some focus areas also will discuss, right?
Okay. And then, when I see where there are less participants, me being participating for all subjects, I failed, right? And I think the students should not take this as a it's like, I mean, the students have to take some gravity on this because I'm an example. I'm very upset. I have failed this exam, so everything is getting delayed.
Yeah. Now the
And
problem
less
we have.
participants,
No,
when the
Saman
students
Mali.
won't participate, it really affects.
No, Saman Mali, something like that. I also too agree with you. Now our era, you, me, maybe Mr. Ravi Priya, our era, like, so we have different way of thinking, no? So I even in the more evening, I started my session by 7:1. I feel a bit guilty because I have to start my session by 7. There may be some practical problems, but usually I'm very much concerned about the timing. But unfortunately, I don't know. These are the things we need to discuss in open forums as soft skills. Now, people, the basics, the new generation, I have, like they are very smart. I'm not telling like they don't have anything, but there are certain soft skills that actually going to be missing in this country. Now, you go to different countries. So I have been to more than 10 countries where like still they have that discipline. In Sri Lanka, so there's a problem. We are losing our national identity. We are not telling we are Sri Lankans, we are not telling we are. I don't know, like we are missing something. That might be one of the reason, Samanmali. That is something what to mention is correct. People don't take that in a serious note. I will tell you one example. So 1 month back, one of my student in private university. So I asked actually in the thesis research, I supervise actually. I asked the person about the interpretation part in the 4th chapter. Then that person, that guy said, I have done that subcontracting by paying 40,000. You know the answer.
Sir, it happens. I
It's
have some
pathetic.
young
But
colleagues.
it's pathetic in front of the supervisor. He has mentioned that. So what I have done, I have communicated to the institute and that person defer the subject. This is something in front of the supervisor. I asked about the particular interpretation of the R square value. Then he proudly said. So people start to think like education is a kind of a commodity.
But not at the Open University. My
Yeah,
goodness, Miss
exactly.
Asari was following
Yeah,
every step that I took.
Open university, that is one of the computer advantage. I think we discussed these competencies and the resources. So these are the things we have to promote. So examination, certificate versus knowledge. So certificates, I think you people, you have many certificates than me. But you come here to learn something different. So I also like have my own responsibility as a lecturer to give something different for the students. So likewise, there should be a kind of a discussion, right? Thank you. So I just want to have a small 5 minutes
Thank you.
elaboration and all. Thank you, Saman Mali. Any other ideas? Pavitra, Susima, Gayan. Very good evening.
Very good evening, sir.
Yes, Pavitra. How's the life and work? You are working in
Uh,
government sector?
yes, sir, I'm working for Sri Lanka Railways.
Sri Lanka Railways, Pavitra. Why you have 72 trade unions?
I think that's the highest trade unions in Sri
Yeah.
Lanka.
Last week I actually invited for one
It's more than
program.
70. That's nearly, I think, hundreds, something like more than
Yeah,
that.
because of that program, I have to do some prior preparations. Then, as per the labor association or something, they have around say 70 plus.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, what is the division you are in, Pavitra?
procurement division, sir.
Procurement
Procurement
division, no?
75. Yeah.
Right. So, what I think the strategic management or any subjects you learn, you can make a small presentation to the GM. So, what are the implications and all, no?
Yeah. The thing is the way what the flow, it's I think it's now 160 years to Sri Lanka Railways, but still they are like a stuck in a one place. I don't know why. Maybe the management or the hierarchy of the
Yeah, what about the
government.
new whatever the dimension by the minister? Mr.
Uh,
Bimal Ratnayaka
yeah.
and all.
Yeah.
So any new changes happen? No, it's still like same.
Now the newly appointed GMR, he has taken strict decisions regarding this procurement thing. It was like actually, and it's sad to say that, sir, we have like kind of a overstock in inventory and which are not relevant actually. It's kind of like a wasting public money actually.
Yeah, Pavitra,
Uh,
even I have seen Pavitra now towards to this Demadagoda, where Urugodavat area, like there are many trains, but unfortunately, but not utilized, no? Just stop there, no?
Yeah, not utilized these days because the upcountry railway line, it's under construction.
No, I'm
And
referring to Urugodavat area, last 10-15 years, the same trains station there, no?
yeah, even
Station
I
means
have seen,
is,
I don't know why, but still they are like purchasing. Like I have to purchase. Like I'm working for the foreign indent, and we have to purchase spare parts for engine actually.
ha.
So we are spending millions to purchase spare parts for the engines.
So here it says Sri Lankan Railway Department manage approximately 14,000 acres of reserved land.
Yeah, so true,
14,000.
sir. Yeah, that's, I think, the most of the area in Sri Lanka belongs to Sri Lanka Railways.
Yeah, land use and
Some
leasing.
have been rented, and
Roughly 10% leased.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we can,
So,
by using this land, the whatever the land owns to this Sri Lanka Railways, we can generate a huge amount of profit actually. We need to, that's
because, yeah, these are the things like 14,000 acres of reserved land with 75 plus trade unions. So you actually just like communicated me, no, Pavitra is you also don't understand what is the problem. I think like the problem is within the people, no. I can
so true.
remember Pavitra 50 years back.
Mhm.
One reverend. The reverend mentioned මිනිසා නොහදා රට හැදිය නොහැක කියලා කිව්වේ හාමුදුරුවෝ. So first we have to develop the person. Am I
Develop
correct?
and the attitudes. That's, yeah,
Yes,
mostly the
exactly,
attitudes. Attitude.
exactly.
The cultural issue.
Definitely. Yeah, we need to make the system change need to happen within you. I think what you mentioned, Pavitra, is really correct. So the people now they are in the comfort zones, no, Pavitra. 90%
Yeah,
of the employees they are in the comfort zones. So then they don't like to change also.
yeah, and so the another point is they are like reluctant to change actually. If there is something new for the organization or the process,
Yeah.
they are like making confusions actually.
Yeah, making confusions. That is a exact word,
Yeah.
Pavitra. That is the exact word. I 100% agreed. So then only they can survive. Through the
Yeah.
confusions, only trade unions survive in no. The same thing we have observed in this education reform also, right?
Hmm.
Education reform also, the way it has taken is not accepted. And also now it has been, like going here and there also. So these are the issues. Thank you for your comment, Pavitra. So once after next 2 years time, once you become a GM, top person, so try to use this strategic management, procurement knowledge and all to make a change, right? In the organization.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Right.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Back to our discussion. Now we come to the next model. Already the BRIN framework we discuss. The Michael Porter actually we considered as the father of strategic management, right? Michael Porter, courtesy of Michael Porter, we learned many models, many concepts, right? So he actually explained a basic tool called value chain analysis, right? Value chain analysis, where he discussed about the basic value chain with several factors, right? So the basic tool actually we are going to use. So whatever the each and every part of this tool, we need to create value. Usually we convert this into two things: primary activities and supporting activities. Primary activities concerned with creation of the product or service directly relate to the value creation. So here, these are the areas where we discuss under primary activities. Inbound logistic, operation, outbound logistic, then again sales and marketing and servicing. So this is like, like product. So we say like material we bring to the factory. Then finally we can see the finishing product. So technically we can define like this: the material part, then come to the factory, then ultimately the finishing product. So inbound logistic means quality control, receiving, raw material control, everything. Operation in the factory, manufacturing, packaging. Outbound, finishing goods. So these three things we considered as really important in the entire process. Not only that, sales and marketing, promotion, marketing, research and all, and warranties, guarantees we call as servicing. So these are the like 5 activities comes under primary activity directly relate for value creation. Whatever the time in the businesses, we need to create value for the customer. So each and every element, I think here we discussed about the profit margin. Higher the value we are going to create, high will be the way you are going to get the profit margin. So primary activity. Then what is supporting activities? Supporting activities directly not relating to creating value, but indirectly helping primary activities to create value. Now, one good example, the administration, finance, infrastructure, legal, accounting, financial management, and all. So these are the people helping marketing people to create value. Then human resource, product and development, product and technology, and our area, procurement. Also supporting supplies management, funding, subcontracting, specification, all supporting for the primary activities to create value. So that we need to understand, especially as the procurement students, we need to justify in the value chain. The procurement can be considered as one of the very important as the supporting activity to create value. Then we come to the supply chain. Supply chain we can discuss throughout inbound logistic too. Throughout this operation, outbound, sales, servicing, everything matters in the supply chain. Even the procurement also you have supplies management, that is only narrowed part. So technically it's very much relevant for with the primary activities. So technically this value chain analysis is really important. Primary activity and support activities really important to create value. The margin is difference between total value and cost. So all the activities need to add value. So here we can see strategic logic. So we have to challenge the prevailing logic and get the competitive advantage by create more value within the segment of the customer, right? So that is something very important. And also I will tell you, just by looking at the entire dimensions of value chain, and how we relate that dimensions into the entire whatever the discussion, we need to always understand the basic way of interpreting certain things. Now, we already discussed about this strategic management with the process of strategy, with like how we implement the strategy and all. So here, I will just take 5 minutes time for you to say, okay, what is vision, mission, and objectives? Now here we can see the vision of Ford is to become the world's leading consumer company for automotive products and services. Nokia, their vision is if it can go mobile, it will. Connecting people, that is their theme. If it can go mobile, it will. The Nokia. So here you can see most of the vision statements are very like they are talking about the dream. Now the vision of McDonald's, our vision is to be the world's best quick service restaurant. Then what is mission? Mission means now you have talking about your dream. Mission describes the organization's core business, capabilities, customer focus, activities, and the makeup of the business. Convey who we are and what to do, what we do. Who we are and what we do. Vision is dream. Mission, we have to say who we are and what we do. Mainly focus on our businesses, customer, CSR, and activities. That is the basic difference. Vision and mission lone run. Right? So here you can see vision. The Eastman Kodak, Disneyland, McDonald's, their vision statements. And also, nowadays in the world, we have something called values. Vision, mission, and values. The value of the company. Now, if you want to prepare your business, the vision statement, mission statement, now the values also need to be incorporated. Most of the websites, what sort of a value? How managers and employees should conduct themselves, how they should do business, what kind of organization they need to build to help achieve the company mission, organization culture. So in high performance organization, values respect the interest of key stakeholder. So this is one of the example, the Nokia. What are the values at Nokia? So
Sir,
about that.
excuse me, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
May I have a may I ask a question, please?
Please. Yes.
Can
Sure.
can an organization change their vision?
It's a very good question, Kumari. Now,
Yes,
I
this
have
is
mentioned.
actually, sir, this is Susima.
Yes, Susima.
You call me as Kumar, it's okay. Sir, now
Yes.
the thing is, I
Mm,
know the company,
mm,
its vision is to be the business partner of pioneering city. Now
mm,
they have become the business partner of entire country,
mm.
right? So now they can change their vision, I think.
Yeah. What is the company you are referring on?
Our company,
The name of the company?
Puakarama Group of Companies.
ඒකට මම වඩ උදාහරණයක් කියන්නම්. හරි සිම්පල්
Mm.
එක්සැම්පල් එකක් තියෙනවා. මම work කරා I work for Sri Lanka Telecom,
Mm.
right? 22 years back. That time the vision of Sri Lanka Telecom to become a telecommunication hub in South Asia. But
Yeah.
after 5 years time, they have changed the vision statement. You can, as a justification, you can mention that. Even the organization like Sri Lanka Telecom, they have changed their vision.
Mm-hmm.
Susima,
So,
right?
yeah. So if their dream comes true, then they can change to
No,
another vision.
don't tell to the top management. Now you are, I think it's a kind of a private business, no?
Yes.
So located in Moratua.
Yeah, sir. It's a family business.
Family business. You should know Mr. Ashoka Fonseca, who worked there recently as a general manager, no? Joined to Tudavi.
No, sir. There's no such person.
Wakkanaba, no? One of the
Maybe.
engineer.
So maybe maybe in Puakarama Enterprise. This is Puakarama
Maybe.
group of companies. Yeah,
All
Puakarama.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because what you mention is really valid. Susima, the same
Yeah,
problem we had at Open University,
right.
many go against for this vision mission changes, but
Mm-hmm.
Vice Chancellor, the former Vice Chancellor asked me to get this negotiation process done. Then what I
Yeah,
have done, I have prepared a plan, all the
right.
6 faculties. So we have done a situation analysis with the sort and all the analysis, environmental analysis for the organization, new fresh situation analysis, right? Then secondly, we have done an analysis for the similar organizations in Sri Lanka universities. Now in your case, Puakkaramba versus some other organizations, and
Yeah.
presented the current scenario. Number one, organizational study. Number two, external study. Ultimately, what sort of a SWOT analysis, strategies, and all prevailing in the current scenario. With that justification, we suggested and we have changed the mission statement of Open University. You know, like many resistance, but
And both the
scientifically,
vision and mission also.
yes, ඒ ඔක්කොම වෙනස් කරා.
Okay.
අපි ඔක්කොම වෙනස්
Uh-huh.
කරා. ඒවේ කරන්නේ සුසීම, you can't make that change overnight. So
Uh-huh.
try to suggest that you do the analysis,
Okay.
right? So you just give me a call. I will give you a very good advice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how we have, like universities working with university people, like these so-called intellectuals and asking hundreds of questions. So relatively, I was young, no, that particular time,
Yeah.
10 years back. But we have done that, Pudha, Susima. It's a very good question
Mm-hmm.
you're asking. But you need to have a scientific approach, right?
Okay.
ඒ වැඩේ
Right.
කරන්න ඒක වැඩේ කරලා presentation එකක් කළා you have to like communicate them and tell them
Mm.
like the particular way of making presentation and all. Just give me a call, I will let you know, Susima.
Okay, sir. We have to
Because
discuss with the boss then.
yeah, and why I am telling you, usually what Pavitra mentioned, if you say something, people always say no, because already we established in a comfort zone, no. But if
Yes.
you say something with a good rational justification, you should know how to market, how to pitch your concept. The
Mm.
pitching part, Susima, pitching in the sense how to sell your concept. In order to sell
Yes.
that, try to get the maximum from the strategic management, some concepts. Up to now, we have learned certain things. So I will give you a small proposal for that, right? But better for you to have a prior discussion, Susima.
Yes, we have to do it. Yes.
Yeah. Because the top management, they agreed, then you are there. So if you can convince them,
Yeah.
convincing is one of the very important thing. Convincing power, like it's a kind of a different power now that need to
Yes.
take into consideration, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very
So
much.
no problem, Susima. This the values and all mission and values, there should be a kind of alignment. Vision need to be aligned with values, mission statement, and it should be aligned with the particular value. Here you can see the values at Neokoya. So management, the administration, they discuss. The employees should be able to feel confident that if they do their jobs, something on internal, we say internal marketing, that is HRM, right? Then employees have the right to be treated fairly, treat how you treat your employees. Then employees must have an avenue of appeal when they believe they are being treated unfairly. So at the administration part, transparency and the good governance need to be clearly articulated under values for most of the organizations, right? So mission, values. Then we come to one of the very important thing, the Blell's framework for defining the business. If you want to define the business, you need to understand, comes under business definition, who is being satisfied, what is being satisfied, and distinctive competencies. That is the way we define the business. Now, for Susima, this framework extensively you can use
Mhm.
as one of the justification. Not only you can use the framework, even you can put this source also. I have like stated the source. So technically, in order to get the computer advantage for the business, you have to have a business, redefined business definition. 25 years back, who is being satisfied customer group might be different up to now. And the needs also different. Customer group, customer needs, and more importantly, the distinctive competencies. That also different. Right? What is the time? Okay.
Now it's
Now,
8:26.
yes. So what we are going to do now, I am going to have a small breakout room. So we have only one breakout room. So you do, I will give you 50 minutes time. 2026 no? 2041 වෙනකන් දෙන්න 50 minutes time. Now everyone you need to, we have only 4 members now, get together and try to have a different way of defining the business aligned with Susima's puak karma. Right? Okay. So now you can join. Susima, you can like tell your colleagues about the organization and all. Maybe we can have a small exercise on that. Right? Now you can join to the groups. Only one group, no many groups, right? Yes. Now already you can join to the groups. Gayan, then Susima, Kumari, and Pavitra. Yes. Right. I think so. It's a very much practical oriented discussion because if someone asks
Hello.
to, yeah,
Sir,
I'm
sorry, because mistakenly I was, went out of the group.
no problem, no problem. Now
That's okay.
everybody
Sorry.
no, don't worry.
All
I
right.
have
Okay.
like because this everything been already closed. The
Yeah, okay.
particular
Because we were discussing it, but I couldn't answer them. Sorry
no,
for that.
no problem at all. Now only we started just 20 seconds, Susima. So I would like to know your comments. Now this particular model being there, model is there now. Now how we can like incorporate this into our Puakkaramba, no? Puakkaramba. Yes, up to you. The group discussion.
So we had a lengthy discussion about the Puakharamba group as it has been already
Okay.
brought to the table by Susima. And Susima, she herself is working in that, so she is having a lot
Yeah.
of experiences in that. So then she explained to us as to how it started its business, and then how it expanded, and then how it changed time to time, and then most importantly, after the COVID, due to external influences, like it was importing to my mind because I also knew about that time it was importing tiles, but the government did not have foreign currency at that time. So therefore, government has to curtail the importation of tile because at that time tiles were importing heavily because the constructions were going on. So as a result of which, they were asked to start the businesses. I mean, the factories of manufacturing tiles here in Sri Lanka. So, like as you are quite aware about the Mika Pereira and the smack
Yeah.
tile, etc. They opened up this business, and the Puakaramba was struggling to do it because of the monopoly being maintained at that time. And they tried to import some machineries to manufacture tiles, which they couldn't do. And as a result of that, they had to give it up. That I knew. They had to give it up, but they did not stop there and they changed the business. And then they started different kind of business, leaving that aside. Tiles were their main aim of producing tiles, but they changed it and then they in Badurili and of course in Matugama, as Susima correctly brought out, they had already a company. When Badurili, they opened up a company which I think produces, to my mind, closer to 20 odd products in the same factory, starting from the sub plans for what do you call that? Susima, what is that? What are they called? I mean,
So, PVC foam board, you mean the products, right?
yes,
Yeah,
PVC, and then
PVC
box
foam
bars
board,
in different
box
kinds,
bar,
different
GI
shapes.
tubes, yes. Stainless steel tubes.
PVC and galvanized both, I think. And
Yes.
it's a retail. They I think provide it to the entire country.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is why
So
Sir
actually,
Susima suggested to change the vision and mission in that.
yes, Mr. Ravi Priya. Actually, now what we did was we went to backward integration, right? So that after COVID, we want to because of import restrictions, like you said, we initially planned to start up a tile manufacturing company. Then, when it failed, we opened up 9 other manufacturing plants in the same area in same land. So now it's now going forward, and that we have a growth in it, right? So that's what happened. So vision and mission.
Yeah. Can I see the vision and mission at the moment?
What
You
they
have
have
any?
now.
Yeah. If you can share that.
So now their website is not working. So they have nine. We have 9 companies as well. So they have their own missions also.
Right.
I got it Can I read it, sir?
No problem. No problem.
As I got it from maybe from the website, but she's saying that website is not functional. But it says the Poakarma Group Company's visions, a future driven by innovation and sustainable development, aiming to be a premier provider of engineering, building solutions, and renewable energy in Sri Lanka.
That is the vision statement.
Yes, as I see, I am not sure about that. But in underneath, you find some more statements, maybe different kinds of, as she said, different companies are there delivering excellence through high quality, and then trusted construction material and cutting edge technology, etc.
All right. I think, Mr. Avipe, you are referring on this Puakkaramba Enterprises Private Limited, no?
Yes, yes.
No,
All right.
enterprise is not
The
our
group of
company.
companies. Group
It
of
is not
companies.
our. No, Mr. Ravi Priya.
Yeah.
Enterprise is a different company. That is my boss's brother's
Son,
company.
brothers.
So it is not it is not a subsidiary of Puakaramba Group of Companies. Enterprise is
All
a
right.
different entity.
This is group of companies.
Yeah,
Wow.
Puakaramba Group of Companies, they have Puakaramba Agencies, TPS International, Metro Automart, PGC Marketing, Puakaramba Industries, Silkway Cargo, Puakaramba Destination. Those are the companies. PA
So
Manufacturers. We have
your
9
organization
companies.
is, you started in 1985.
1985, yes.
Your
My
website is
computer, the internet is not
PG.
working.
Your website is pgoc.lk is not working at the
Yes,
moment,
yes.
no?
It's not working at the moment because it is under construction. Yeah, because they are
Right.
still, yeah, doing some changes.
Because of that is, but
Yeah, yeah,
so now this is Susima, this is a fundamental thing. Now, if
yeah,
the website is like under construction,
yeah.
now you have this dummy web also need to be there. Organization corporate profile we need to maintain in such a way, no? Say, assume
Uh-huh.
like someone want to, like browse something,
Mm,
even though website under construction, we can up one particular thing, dummy web. That is
uh-huh.
not expertise of our part, but the
Yes,
webmasters of whatever the websites, they know this. You know what I'm going to tell you?
yes, yes.
That should be the
It's
way. And also your LinkedIn profile, you have 7 other connections, no? Now you can promote that this organization, the marketing and strategic, so all are coming together now. So what is the
yeah.
proposal of the group? Any proposal from the group
Because
side?
Mr. Ravi Priya suggested that since we need to go for a export as well, so we have to put up. Is that so, Mr. Ravi Priya?
Yeah.
So, I told that the slogan of TPS International, it was the pioneers close to the world.
Mm-hmm.
That is our
Ah,
slogan was in TPS International.
right. We are referring to global export also happening now at the moment.
No, not happen.
Well, so they're planning.
Yeah,
Their next step is to export. So
yes,
they are in the search of markets around in the region and elsewhere. So, but they're planning that their products quality is, I think, becoming good.
All right. Because of that, because of that,
Yes.
plan, no?
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. So it means technically, so these are the like because like business we can run whatever the businesses, but whatever the time like we are going to run the business, this corporate profile is really important. But Susima, what you mentioned is really correct. Now these private owned
yeah,
businesses, most of the time we go for a different consultancy and all. like naturally they don't like to believe. Like they say,
Mm.
there's no need for us to have that sort of a mindset.
Very difficult to convince them, sir. Very difficult.
Yeah, very difficult to convince. Then we do 2-3 hours of planning, presentation, and all. Ultimately, come in with the empty hands. But
Yes.
these are the experience for our life. But in Sri Lanka, I think family-oriented businesses, we need to change the landscape of thinking. ගොඩක් businesses තියෙනවා අම්මා තාත්තගෙන් දරුවන්ට ආපු ගමන් business ඉවරයි.
Oh,
Yes.
අම්මා තාත්තා they are not educated but they have do whatever the
follow the basic.
good
They
things
have
for
followed the
their
basic.
children. Exactly, yes. Ultimately, the children with all these foreign masters and all, they come and within 2 months' time, they like shut down the entire business
Yes.
because no common sense
So that
Yes.
is
in that
because,
scenario.
sir,
Huh?
that is because the children, they do not know the norm of the business, right? Because
Yes.
they do not know how these employees accompany with their parents. So people who were with their parents from the beginning, right? So they do not know about that. So they come as
Exactly.
parachutes, like that, like they come as parachutes. They want to implement their perspectives and their ideas and all, right? So, according to my experience, right? So, most of the children, they do not want to hear from the employees who were with them for a long time, right?
Yes.
Because
I yeah.
yes, Mr. Ravipriya.
No, I also can agree with her indeed. So I also have seen a family-oriented company uh, where the children have been educated overseas, and father and mother had been traditional. So when they had been traditional, it had been run properly. But after they come after various qualifications and education that they gain from other countries, they try to apply it without taking into consideration the income that they have. So as a result of which the overhead expenses are high, going to be high. And they do not consider that. By instead, they consider about not the client base, but the appearance of the outer surface. Like this, I have observed.
Yeah, Mr. Ravi Priya, that is one of the reason where in the start itself I mentioned the science and the art. You need to know something on art, the philosophy, no. Science is something, man, you can calculate. The art is governed with the different way of articulating the universe, no. That is the issue. But
Yes,
you
sir.
mentioned that these are the aspects, and even with this background. So, the vision statement, I have one vision statement to become a globally trusted Sri Lankan conglomerate delivering high quality building, hardware, and mobility solutions to international market while strengthening local industries through innovation, reliability, and sustainable growth. So, something like that. So, these aspects we need to take into consideration. So I think in our future discussions, how many sessions remaining? It should be two to three sessions remaining. In that sessions, I would like to discuss with you more on this practical nature with some models. So I have done one particular model, this Mendelow's matrix and all. That part also I would like to discuss with you in a different corporate setting. So that is my expectation in coming up weeks. And also I would like to see, unfortunately we have a limited number of participants. No, what might be the possible reasons? Usually we have only 5 students. Oh, like
Sometimes it exceeds five and comes around eight. Very, very rarely anyway.
yeah, no worries, because I really happy, like because you are contributing lot all members. So this is not a kind of a preaching, no. So you are learning partners. So I would like to have this sort of interactive session with you. Even you also can bring certain things. Maybe now the railway department strategic plan for next 5 years. අපිට ඒ වගේ පොඩි කේස් එකක් අරගන්න පුළුවන් OLs like private organization business plan එකක් එක්ක කොහොමද ඒ වගේ what we need to have some kind of a practical discussion in the classroom because this strategic management models I think I mentioned there are like 15 models. If you digest models you are there, so like easily like you can get that and you can absorb. It's really important for your life, not only for your personal life, the office, industry, all the cases you can take that into consideration. Any before we are going to wind up, anything we can add? Gayan, good evening. Yes, Mr. Ravi P.
I didn't get, sir. Didn't get. You said something next about next.
Yeah, next few sessions also like I am going to have the sessions with you, and also I would like to see this sort of a practical discussion, Mr. Ravi P.
Right. Got it. Sir.
Nikang hoya danne you just come and say Porter's model, 5 forces model, competitive you can get from the internet, no?
Yes.
So actually, sir, we have to think about where we were and where we are now, right?
Exactly.
So and then only we can
Yes.
think whether our vision is applicable for the existing year or the currently, right? And the missions also, whether we are doing our missions according to the market trends or in the current scenario. There are a lot of
Definitely.
changes in the, that we started in 1985, 1990. I think that it has implemented in 1990 or something, right? So 1985, it was a cool spot actually. So then only they become they became as a hardware.
Yeah. Yes, Susima, why I am telling because we have to protect the local businesses. In my school time, very close to Maradana, we had Salgadu closed. Then like in Vellavatta අපි බැහැලා යන්නේ විලියම්ස් එකකින් එකත් close. බහින්න
Yes.
විලියම්ස් නෑ දැන්. Like 100 of things are there in the list. You go to Malaysia, Singapore, like these like generations run businesses, they preserve. Sometimes there's a museum.
Buhari still remains standing.
But still, yes, still remain. Likewise, one of the reason we have to protect them actually. So these are the things, we have to different business models. අර මොකද්ද කියන්නේ චාල්ස් ඩාවින්ගේ පරිණාමවාදය වගේ ඒකට ඇඩප්ට් වෙන්නේ නැතුනම සියලු ජීවීන් යනවා අනිත් පැත්තට. ඒ වගේ තමයි.
Sir, Cargill's maintained. Cargill's maintained.
We have exceptional few organizations, handful of organizations, but 90% unfortunately, so it's not surviving. So we are not blaming to the people, business, the particular ventures who run the business, but as the community, we need to take that responsibility in some way, right? So these are the obligations.
Now, see, Sir, Cargill's, Hydromonies, they stayed still, they are maintaining their business. I have a feeling these family businesses, there should be somebody very, very strong, like, without any interference, because this is passed by the family to the new generation. The new generation has made it a mess, basically.
Yeah, these are the case studies we need to write. Now in the university system, we have seen many cases. The scholars, they write to get the more citations. Now, indigenous management, whatever the things you don't like to write more because you don't get that more citations. This country, we need to have that sort of a momentum. The momentums, අපි කියන්නේ rally කියලා නේද? Rally ලංකාවේ තියෙන අමුතුම rally නේ this week entire thing been all these so-called rallies been surrounded by social media. Social media, whatever the so-called rallies, nothing to do with this country, nothing to do with the future of our generation. So these are the huge question marks we are having at the moment in this country. So we'll discuss that later anyway. So I will wind up the session.
The
Yeah,
current rally is going behind that new priest who has, like, there's a very young priest who has become very famous. And all
Hattoru
the people
Hamuduru,
are running behind him.
Hattoli Sirida Hamuduru,
Katnorua. Yes,
Hatnoru
yes.
Hamuduru.
Yeah, and then I'm not talking about any developments or anything about the country.
But
All the people are going
no,
behind that.
yes, someone
I
every
am
week
I am
you are,
also a Buddhist, but the thing is, there should be
yeah.
some limit, right?
No, every week we have the trend in these different trends are coming. One week something, next week we are talking about something else. So all this trending and everything, like nothing to do with this, whatever the system change being uttered by sections of the people. That is one of the thing මඩිය හාමුදුරු කිව්වා වගේ මිනිසා හදන්න නැතුව රට හදන්න බෑ කියන එක තමයි ඉතින් මමත් ඉන්නේ. Especially we need to make a kind of a
So,
transformational change among Gen Z in Sri Lanka.
so,
They are very smart, but unfortunately, like the certain some people they brainwash them. No, yes, someone money.
so now these current politicians said that they are going to do a system change. So what happened to that what you call a mission statement?
Yeah, that is one of the reason I'm just telling you. You need to make the change by yourself. Without changing yourself, right? So you are talking about system change. That is more or less like a kind of a different story for the people. So personally, we need to have our own mission statement. That mission statement should be aligned with the mission of the country. But unfortunately, the education system too, everything in this country actually been questionable. But section of people positively they want to do something contributing because 2009 you like so I consider that as one of the strategic window being open for the country, but unfortunately we don't utilize that. So but we'll see how it goes in the future. We'll have a separate discussion when you are coming back someone to Sri Lanka.
Sir, I came for the what do you call Viva. I saw you, but I didn't come and speak to you because I was like,
අයියෝ
there were a lot of
සමන්මලි
people.
ඒකනේ කියන්නේ අපි කතා කරන්නවත් නෑනේ ඒකනේ
No, I
කියන්නේ
was there in the Viva, and then in case if
unfortunately
I'm nominated,
I could not
in case
recognize you
if I'm given
Samanmali.
the chance for the convocation, definitely I'm coming if I'm given the chance and if I pass this test.
Yeah, it's like matter of semesters, no different semesters. So what is the like idea of Asari? She mentioned if you get past like
Pass this strategic management that she can put me into the into January, June or August. You have the convocation for the first batch, right?
for
So
the first batch. For the first
yes.
batch.
So if I pass and if I get my results faster, that she can add me to the first batch convocation.
All right, that is the thing, no? Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see. I also talked to Asari on this definitely because I can remember in first lectures onwards you are very good. We are very enthusiastic, so I really appreciate. And also, by the way, Gayan Sanjeev mentioned. Sorry, at the moment I am at hospital. So if you have anyone known to Gayan Sanjeev, please see like what happened to him is attend to that also, right?
Uh,
Then
He's in overseas, sir, I think.
I am at hospital කියලා දාලා තිනු ගෑ සංජීව. Good
Oh,
evening
but
sir.
he's in
He's a
overseas,
doctor.
actually. He's in
Medical
overseas.
doctor ද? Right. You are referring on that Gayan San Dr. Gayan Sanjeevද?
වතු පිටිවල හිටියස.
Right. to දෙකක් කියවලා තියෙනවා. Just for normal checkup. Right. නෑ මේ අර ડોක්ටර් නෙමෙයි. මේ නෝ කියලා දාලා තියෙනවා නේ. Not that doctor
Yes,
නේ.
yes.
Hamannaga, now
he's
we considered you as a doctor, right? Eka thondai ni. Gan is a no,
without
just
doing the
normal.
PhD.
No, medical doctors need, yes, medical doctors and PhD doctors and many doctors. Ultimately, if you have many doctors, I always telling you analyze everything and you get paralyzed in Sri Lanka. Huh? That is the issue now we are facing in the country. You do more analysis, no? Right. Anyway, okay, Gayan. Okay, everybody, I really enjoyed with you in the session, evening session 6 to 8. So if you need anything, please let me know. I think you have my contact number and all. So next session we'll have good discussion as well. Thank you very much. Good night,
Thank you
everybody.
Okay,
very much,
sir.
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank you
sir.
so
Good night,
much.
sir.
Bye.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night,
Good
sir.
night. Good night.